Attention traveler, we are now approaching the world of Teyvat. First stop, Mondstadt.
Osmanthus wine.
About your sister. She belongs to this world. Traveler, you are Teyvat's fourth descender.
Fast forward to Fontaine, where Child's Master Skirk dropped a massive lore bomb.
You should have the remains of the third descender on your person, yes? According to your parlance, I believe it may be called a gnosis.
But who exactly is the third descender? In the opening cutscene of the game, we see two stars soaring across the skies of Teyvat. But what we didn't notice is that there is a third star. And that star is Genshin Star, the sponsor for today's video. Racking your brains over what to get your kids for Christmas? Afraid that Santa might disappoint them? Well, not anymore with Genshin Star's Christmas exclusive Advent Calendar. Why get one gift when you can get 24? Open one door, boom, gift. Second door, boom, another gift. 24 gifts all the way up to Christmas. But get them fast as the people are already getting their hands on the best gift this Christmas. Have your wrists been hurting from using the old mousepad? Well, throw them away and get yourself this 3D mousepad and say goodbye to your wrist pain forever. What's worse than sleeping alone? Sleeping alone without a Genshin Impact nap pillow. The warm embrace of these pillows will make you forget the fact that you ever lost your 50-50 after farming Primogems for so long. Not only that, t-shirts, hoodies, LED lamps, phone cases, get them all only at GenshinStar.com. Use the code BANE for 10% off. Now to be a descender, one must be from outside of Teyvat. From the Narcissus Croix World Quest finale, we know that not every outsider who landed in Teyvat is considered a descender. A descender is one who must also have the will to change the world. But to find out the identity of the third descender, we need to add one more clause to the checklist. Since we know that the 7 gnosis were made from the remains of the third descender, that person must be somebody who had control over all 7 elements, just like the traveler. The Abyss Twin seems like a perfect candidate since they are not from this world, can control all 7 elements and probably does want to change the world. The gnosis are said to be made by the primordial one and the one who came after from the third descender's body. This states that the third descender must have indeed fought the primordial one. It is highly unlikely that the primordial one killed some random stranger and used their body to make colorful chess pieces. So unless the Abyss Twin was sent back more than 2600 years ago in time, before the Archon War, and fought the Primordial One, the possibility that they are the third descender is quite low. So who could be the third descender? The Dragon King NIBELUNG. Before the arrival of the Primordial One, Teyvat was ruled by dragons. The 7 strongest of each element were called the Dragon Sovereigns. The king of these sovereigns was the Dragon King NIBELUNG. Now NIBELUNG is a name derived from Norse mythology. Kandria's story as we know it is inspired from Richard Wagner's opera The Ring of Nibelung and Norse mythology. So just like how the Hydro Dragon Sovereign is related to Fontaine and the Dendro Dragon Sovereign is related to Sumeru, the Dragon King NIBELUNG could be related to Kandria and subsequently not be aligned to any of the 7 elements. This means that NIBELUNG was not one of the 7 dragon sovereigns who took charge as the Dragon King, but instead NIBELUNG was a separate Dragon King ruling over all 7 dragon sovereigns. But what power did NIBELUNG possess that made him stronger than the other 7 and also worthy of the title of Dragon King? The power of light. Before the Primordial One created the human realm, there only existed the Light Realm and the Void Realm. The inhabitants of the Light Realm were the pure elemental beings called Vishaps and their elemental lords, the 7 Dragon Sovereigns. Now if NIBELUNG is indeed the Dragon King, but not one of the Dragon Sovereigns, it would mean that NIBELUNG was in short the ruler of the Light Realm, which includes the whole of Teyvat and Khaenri'ah. Just like how light splits into 7 colors, the element of light in Genshin should have the power of all 7 elements. This is why the Light Realm is also called the Elemental Realm. This fact is reinforced by the colors on the traveler's clothes. Each color corresponds to the element currently wielded by the traveler at that point. Before the traveler lost all their powers, the colors on their clothes were that of light. And we know that the traveler is slowly getting back their original power by mastering all 7 elements. So wouldn't this mean that the ruler of the Light Realm, the Dragon King NIBELUNG, would wield the power of light itself? The reason why NIBELUNG is the Dragon King is because he has power greater than that of all the 7 Dragon Sovereigns combined, the power of light. And just like how the Dragon Sovereigns have authority over the respective elements, NIBELUNG would have authority over light as well as all 7 elements. In the 3.6 Parry World Quest, Zurvan talks to us about a golden-haired masked swordsman whom she found to be holding a ring tightly. This particular swordsman is none other than Dainsleif. Given that Khaenri'ah is based on Richard Wagner's opera The Ring of NIBELUNG, which tells the story of an all-powerful ring made by Alberic, it could be possible that the ring in Dainsleif's possession is indeed the Ring of NIBELUNG itself. In the Chasm Archon quest, Dainsleif wonders how Halfdan retained the consciousness without it. This probably refers to the ring Dainsleif has, as he is the only one who has been cursed but is still fully conscious. The Ring of NIBELUNG is what probably prevented Dainsleif from being corrupted by the Abyss. Now who else have we seen in the game that was capable of purifying abyssal corruption? The Traveler. All of this tells us that the Dragon King NIBELUNG is an entity just like the Traveler, wielding the power of light and capable of abyssal purification, and hence a perfect candidate to be raw material for the Gnosis, aka the 3rd Descender. But if NIBELUNG was a native of Teyvat, how could he be classified as a Descender? Descenders are actually a classification that is made by the Fatui. It is classified information the God of Wisdom exchanged her Gnosis to get a hold of. Now Descenders are people the Irminsul has no records of whatsoever. So where exactly did the Fatui get information about them from then? The same place we all did, before Sun and Moon. It is possible that the Fatui classified somebody who came from outside the world with the will to change it and arrived after the usurper and the one who came after as the 3rd Descender. And we know that NIBELUNG came back from outside the world with the newfound power, the abyssal power, to a world that was irrevocably changed by the usurpers. From Fatui's collection of the Gnosis, it is now understood that the Tsaritsa intends on using the power of the 3rd Descender against Celestia. Now the Teyvat storyline trailer for Natlan is titled An Ode to Resurrection. Given that the Pyro Gnosis in Natlan is the last Gnosis the Fatui needs, it could be possible that they are indeed planning to resurrect the 3rd Descender in Natlan. And if NIBELUNG is indeed the 3rd Descender, then what better place to resurrect the Dragon King than in the Nation of Dragons itself? By resurrecting him, the Tsaritsa will not only have the power of the Dragon King, but also the power of all the 7 Dragon Sovereigns by her side in her fight against Celestia. Now it is possible that only the innate light elemental power of NIBELUNG was used to make the Gnosis. Then what about the corrupted abyssal power he brought into the world?